What do you mean?
What do you mean?
We covered like 20 things on this podcast before.
Oh yeah,
Like 50 fucking things.
yeah, because we would have the Marvel comics and the
Mm.
DC comics and all that jazz.
I kind of want to go back and
X-Men was
listen to
frying
them.
us.
I kind of want to go back to listen to them and see how we did it in such a short period of time.
It's because we're fucking.
I miss the I miss like I miss covering some of the American comics, but I just remember the best moments from them. I remember there being a lot of like man moments too that I felt like I had to force myself through. Way less,
Yeah,
way more so than I do with manga generally.
yeah, a lot of we had to stay current on so many things because so many things were bleeding into each other at the time, especially with the X-Men stuff. That we had to. There was a time where we covered pretty much every book of the Hickman era while we were doing it.
Yeah.
Which man, those were expensive times. I don't even know how I did it. Well, I guess I was paying less rent back then,
Oh,
but still crazy.
They crazy.
yeah, we were filled with hope.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Hickman's doing some things in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, I'd like to pick up Hickman's Spider-Man because he's writing Ultimate Spider-Man right now, and apparently it's
Yeah, and it's
very
him
good.
as a dad.
Yeah, supposedly it's very very good, and I'm like, damn it.
I've seen some pages of it,
Two
and I'm just like, this
varies?
is interesting.
That's what I've heard. I heard it was two varies worth of good. If you were to take
Yeah,
two
from what I've
varies.
seen, it's actually pretty good myself. And as somebody who doesn't really read American comics, I would read that one.
Yeah, it's just these books are so expensive. And
They're so expensive.
they didn't get any cheaper, especially like because there's an event every other fucking month.
Oh my god.
It used to be events were like 1 year, like they do it once a year.
Yeah.
They spend the year like building up to that event,
Mhm.
but now it's just like events are every other day. Every comic
Just
is an
event
event.
after event after event.
Yeah, yeah. Because we had like
It
so
really felt
many.
that way with DC too.
Yeah, we had
Sure.
like for Marvel, it felt like that because we had like the Venom one along with the
Yeah.
X-Men one, along with like I think there was a Spider-Man one at the same time. The Last Hunt one and Batman had a
Yeah.
couple events. Batman had like the Joker
Uh-huh.
War.
Yeah, right. Damn. There's so many I just forgot about.
Yeah, it never really stopped either. It just kept going. And all these books
Is
are
it
like
still like that?
I'm sure. I think that it is. I think they DC just finished an event. Dark Crisis.
Fuck is that?
I don't know.
Sounds really epic, I won't lie.
Well, when you have a
Real
crisis,
epic.
DC would have. It used to be a DC like a crisis event in DC was like once every decade or so.
Yeah, right? Like every decade, like every 10
Like they would
years.
make it. Well, not even that because like Infinite Crisis was like 30 years after. It's kind of like a sequel to like Crisis on Infinite Earths. So like that was like 30 years ago or so. I don't know the exact amount of years, but it was a long time ago.
I read Infinite Crisis, and I don't remember anything from it.
I loved Infinite Crisis. I don't know. I don't think I have it anymore, but
Or is it
Is that
Crisis
the
on
one with
Infinite
Superboy?
Earths? Is it the same shit?
no, they're different. Crisis on Infinite Earths was the first like big DC event. Like the
Wait,
it was
which
like
which is the one that ends with Superman fighting another Superman on like a like I don't know.
it's probably
It's just
Crisis
like
on
two
Infinite Earths.
Supermans fighting.
That happens every other. I think that's like a lot of crises because that deals with like the multiverse. I think what you're
Which one is the Superboy one?
that's
That's
Infinite
like the
Infinite
most epic
Crisis.
one. Yeah.
That's
That was
Infinite
the
Crisis.
second one.
Yeah, that was like the second big one. It was supposed to be a direct sequel to Crisis on Infinite Earths. It led into 52 and then onward.
Mhm. That did lead into 52. Wow. Right, because that's when the heroes was going. Wow, this is the fun part about like American comics is the wealth of lore. It is
Lore.
rewarding in a way. Yeah, lore. You know us over here, New
Lore.
Jump City official lore whores. So, well, anyway, I mean, there were some other classic events too, like in the 2000s. Like I was just talking to my coworker about Blackest Night, epic.
I love
And
Blackest
you want
Night.
to talk about the groundwork they put into like that event, like the lead up. They spent a while. They spent a long time building that event up.
Yeah, it was pretty
You
much
had to have been paying attention.
it was pretty much the entire Green Lantern run, which was like the main build up for that.
Yeah, with
Because
Jeff Johns,
yeah,
right?
because Jeff Johns also wrote. He was like the big guy at the time. He was like the big artistic direction guy for DC for a while, where everything kind of
Mhm.
followed his lead.
Before Blackest Night was Sinestro War. That was a pretty lit one.
Yeah,
too.
Sinestro War was crazy.
That was, and for at the time, it was like really crazy too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Yeah, I thought Sinestro War is way better than what was the Crisis event where your boy got shot from like the future?
Yes, shot
Apocalypse
from the
is
future.
got shot from like the
Got
future
shot from
and
the
Oh, Final
future?
Crisis.
Final Crisis. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I don't even remember too much of it. I just remember like certain key parts.
Yeah, I remember Johns getting pwned really bad. That was like a big one.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was the first time I really seen how like how worthless Johns is.
Fucking John Johns.
Like the hero, he got
Yeah.
captured by a bunch of C-listers and then murdered by them.
Well, all right. They were new gods, to be fair.
Were they?
But still, come on, John Johns. You can fight against some new gods.
Mariah. He was saying before he died.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
It didn't get better. I'll
It
never forget the
traumatized-
Justice League
No,
part.
it did not.
I'll never forget the Justice League thing.
That you want to talk about events and arcs? That Justice League run was.
It was great.
It will be memorable for so many reasons. It was really good. It was also really bad at times, but it was always something, man.
Yeah,
It was never just bland.
Scott Snyder's Justice League run was pretty sick, but the Dark Metal stuff was like meh.
Meh.
I liked it.
The
But
crazy thing is the build up to Dark Metal was fucking fire.
it was so cool.
And then the very beginning, like the very start of it, and then it just
There
it
was, like-
collapsed.
yeah.
And then they doubled down. And it just wasn't good either.
Yeah. It never
The
recovered.
coolest part
fully.
about that, no, never recovered. And the coolest part about that, in my opinion, which is ironic because everybody else seemed to not like this, was the Wily West getting Dr. Manhattan's power.
Is that what
Everybody
happened? Wow.
hated that shit.
I don't remember that at all.
Yep. That was for like the Death Metal 2, or the
Wasn't Wally also
He kills
like Chair
Perpetua.
God?
Excuse me?
He was
Wasn't also,
Metron. I
like,
think he
Chair
had
God?
Metron's chair for a minute.
Did, yeah.
For a hot second, he was sitting on Metron's chair.
Yeah, basically Chair God.
I felt like they didn't really know what to do with Wally for a while. They just had him do a bunch of shit.
Who would win, Chair God or Eisen in Chair?
Oh man, Eisen in chair.
Yeah, it depends on how much does Eisen know anything of him and how long did he know of him.
The answer is yes, Josh. Eisen knows
Since
everything.
birth.
Eisen might as well be Metron.
I'm
because
very
he knows
naive.
everything.
Yeah. I'd love to see that death battle.
Eisen in Chair versus.
Well, I don't think
Metron.
Metron can fight really.
No, but he can plan and scheme.
Hmm.
Eisen got stronger in the chair somehow.
Well, it was Eisen's
Is that what
plan.
happened?
It was Eisen's plan to
Yeah.
eventually end up in the chair.
Yeah, they mentioned that they were like, you got stronger in the chair? And Eisen's like, yeah.
Well, naturally.
Well, actually, I plan to get in this chair.
That's
was my
not
plan
just a
to
meme,
lose.
right? That he did say that, right?
No, I don't know.
What, so you got
something
Brian
stronger
has
in
a
the
fresher
chair?
memory than I do.
No, he
No,
he didn't say that he wanted to get.
planned,
No, he didn't plan to get arrested.
Mm.
but
That
he
wasn't
did
in the-
plan that if he did get arrested, he'd end up in the chair.
No, I don't think he had like a contingency for being put in the chair. I think he just ended up in the chair, and he was like, "Oh damn, I didn't expect Ichigo to have hands like this."
Yeah, I don't think the chair does anything. It's just a thing he's strapped to, right? It's not like a special chair.
I think it is a special chair.
Hmm.
Magic chair. Oh, they did have Aizen in the death battle. He fought against Madara. Madara.
Madara.
It's
Oh,
so
I think his chair
cringe.
is like not made of reishi or some shit.
It's made out of
or whatever it's
mahogany.
called.
Yeah, it's just like stone or something.
No, it's like a special chair that allows him to not break it or something.
Mm.
Do you know the materials?
No, I don't remember.
You did
anymore.
just read it,
A
bro.
real
Yeah, I
sturdy
did just
oak.
read it, but I a lot of shit happened that arc. Okay, give me a break.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have that pre-show episode one day where you just
Talk
kind
about
of give
Bleach
us our
Well, why not
recap.
now?
Yeah.
You finished it just now. It's still fresh in your head. Might as well.
for the most part. God, it was a fever dream towards the end. There was just
A
so
fever
much
dream.
shit. Yeah, there was just so much shit that happened in Bleach at the end.
Didn't I tell you about Ichibe? What do you think about Ichibe? And
What do you wanna know
And
about
the
Ichibe?
Squad Zero. Do you like them?
Ichibe had some aura. He had some aura to him, you know what I mean? When he first showed up, I was like, "Oh shit, yo, this guy feels like he's him."
Yeah.
And then it turns out that
He
he's
was
not
not.
him. He was not him.
I just didn't like how they
Um,
disrespected the main characters and they all died relatively easy.
Oh god.
I think the coolest of the Squad Zero was the sword guy. The sword guy was pretty cool. But he
They're all
got
sword
bodied.
guys.
Yeah, no, but he's the sword guy. He's the guy who
They
makes the
also-
sword.
No, I know who you mean. The guy who
I don't know who the fuck he
didn't
means.
he do
Just say
something
that
with
again.
baths? Like he put the sword.
He's basically the killer bee. No, he's the killer bee of Bleach. He's a black guy who walks around saying "yo" all the time.
That
I
is-
remember there was a person that
it's still a thing.
created the Zanpakuto toes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
him. That's him. the sword guy.
Okay. And he did he have the ultimate Zanpakuto or something like that?
He
for
had
all
like
of
a
that,
sword
or-
that was so sharp that he couldn't put it in a sheath. So he had to carry around like a box of water to put the sword in.
What do you mean? A box of water?
A
He had
box
like
of
he had like a
water?
backpack with that like that he could put the sword into. And
He was
it
putting his
it wasn't
Zanpakuto in a
backpack.
Jansport?
Yeah, it was like a big ass fucking like I don't know like a fish jar or something. Like
jelly
yeah, it was like a jelly,
Like-
and then you put it in there. He's like, yeah,
to hold the
I couldn't-
sword.
it couldn't hold a Zanpakuto, so here we are.
I'm gonna marinate my sword.
All right, I need to interject for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna need to marinate my. Wait. Let me tell you something about Bleach, yo. They are the kings of like humble brag, or I don't want to say kings, but these like
Humble.
pioneers.
Ain't
Like, they-
nobody humble in that series, Josh.
No. The humble brag. Let me
When they brag, they brag not humbly.
Yeah, everybody
but the
talks
one-
their shit at all times.
Listen. You're not understanding.
Uh,
What he was trying to get across, like, you see how he's like, oh, it's such a pain that I had to use this backpack. Like, oh, it's so sharp. That's supposed to be that. I remember that moment. That's a flex. Like, oh my god, the sword is that insanely sharp.
Yeah,
like,
and it was a
oh,
one
it's
hit.
about to be crazy.
He was a
and,
one
like,
hit
no.
sword too. One hit kill sword.
Yeah, and it's just like I don't give a fuck. Like when you really think about it, it's like, bro, doesn't make any fucking sense. It should cut through the jelly too. It should be so fucking sharp that he has to always hold it upwards. Make sure no one gets around it because it will slice everything.
The powers
You know,
were really fucking ridiculous
like-
at some point.
Well, the
Well, not at
jelly,
some point.
the jelly dulls the sword blade.
So then that sword is not that gangster then, huh? If it could be dulled by jelly.
Hmm.
You see what happens when you just analyze it a tiny bit.
No, no,
That's
no. I
my
mean,
issue.
maybe the jelly. You could a sword. You know, I don't know, man. I'm
Oh,
done.
petroleum jelly is not gangster. There's no way you can like put that. You know what I'm saying? No one would agree that that's awesome. And any most
But
people are
Josh,
skeeved
it's
out
a
by that.
one-hit kill sword.
Did one hit kill somebody?
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, it's so sharp that
Ooh.
it will kill people in one hit.
Who
It
got one
didn't-
hit killed?
I don't think it ended up actually killing somebody in one hit. But yeah. And there was the miracle guy. That one, he had a really cool design, and then they just fucked it up, I think, in my opinion.
Hmm. Which guy?
The Viking guy, the Thor guy.
Oh, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a cool design when he first showed up, and then it turns out that he just gets bigger every time he dies or every time he's about to die.
Hmm. Bleach had a lot of cool designs. I'll give it that. I think like character designs are really cool in Bleach.
Yeah, Bleach.
Now I gotta read it. I'm still on my Yozakura wave.
Honestly, I'm a big. I liked a lot of the things that they did, but at some point it kind of spun out. Like it kind of, I feel like it lost its sight of what made it special. Like personally, I didn't like the Fullbringer arc because it didn't feel like I didn't feel like Ichigo was acting like his character would act. I feel like I feel like the series was kind of like forced to keep going, and they had to give Ichigo a reason to do shit. And they kind of undermined Fullbringing in general too, as well at the end. Like just when I was starting to come around to the Fullbring idea, they're like, actually, you don't need Fullbringing, so here you go, Ichigo. We're gonna give you your powers back.
Full bringing
So
sucks,
it just-
Ichigo. Here's your powers back.
Like, why didn't this whole arc would have never happened if they just went up to Ichigo and they're like, yo, we're planning to get your powers back, bro. So just chill for a sec.
You know what? That's on the Soul Society.
It had to be so edge.
It was on the Soul Society. They should have communicated better.
Yeah, Ichigo couldn't talk to them, but they could have talked to Orihime or fucking Chad and been like, yo,
Tell him to
Ichigo that
relax.
tell him that we're cooking up something for him real quick. So tell him to vibe out.
Like, again, it's cool. You know, I love running on the air too, but he's got to chill.
Fullbring had some cool ideas, but I don't know. I just didn't like that arc very much.
Mm.
Soul Society arc was all right. Well, it's
All
pretty
right.
good. Yeah, it was pretty good, but it's like they're like if I'm like I've seen people compare it to like Water 7 and
Whoa.
Sasuke Retrieval arc.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay,
I'm
you
like,
know what?
what?
I'll say this. I
And
think
those guys smoke crack. Don't hang out with them.
I
bro.
think what they
How the
mean
fuck?
is that proportionally, it is Bleach's Water 7. It is Bleach's Sasuke Retrieval arc. Proportionally.
So why did they compare it to them?
You know, because
'Cause
those are pivotal arcs in the story, big time arcs, often considered the best of their respective series.
Uh-huh.
I think what they mean to say is the Soul Society arc is that for Bleach, you know, and I could see that. I feel like if I were to go
I
back,
disagree. I think there's a different one. How would you feel?
you know what, I would also say that are you talking about Hueco Mundo?
Yeah, I think Hueco Mundo was like it's proportionately speaking. Like
I would
it's-
say
it's-
probably the same
in,
thing. I
like-
was just thinking that myself. I feel like
or Hueco Mundo into early Kazuya Town or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
that
yeah,
town is
yeah.
called.
yeah, I
It's
think
a fake town.
I think
Excuse
if I
me?
were to
The fake Kara town or whatever.
fake Karakura
Sure,
town,
yeah.
yeah. You know, I
Let me
think.
tell you something.
Oh, go for it, Brian.
Let me tell you something about Hueco Mundo.
Tell him.
I was so annoyed with this arc because everybody talked shit all the time. There wasn't a single character that had anything to do other than talk shit at some point. Everybody talks shit all the time. Like Stark was a breath of fresh air because he was the first time a character was just vibing. He was just there. He's just like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, damn, you're pretty strong, huh? Yeah.
This is my
Like he
job.
wasn't fucking stroking himself every 5 seconds like everybody was.
It was really
So-
aloof and cool.
Yeah, but there was there was not a lot of variety when it came to like certain character types. Like almost everybody was always fucking stroking themselves. It was so annoying at some point. I was just like, oh my god, can you fucking come faster, bro, so we could get this over with.
You know what,
Bro.
Brian? I think that's always been a thing with Bleach. You just don't really notice it. It doesn't really get bad until the Karakura town. You know, like everybody, you know, when Renji first showed up, Renji was like,
Renji was talking bad shit.
you're not on my level, son. And I'm like, you're a vice captain.
But he was right.
Yo, you're a vice captain. with no achievements, bro.
Yo, no fucking.
You soloed Ichigo in the beginning. What the fucking do?
Yeah.
They lost to that nigga a week later.
You spilled
Fresh out
gallons of blood every
Yeah.
arc.
Yo, nigga lost to Ichigo in his own city at his own crib. Come on, man. You lame, bro. And I liked Renji. Don't get me wrong.
I like these
rooted for him.
characters, but you know,
And I rooted for the wrong guys. The only person I was rewarded for rooting for was Mayuri. It was my favorite character overall. But
The fucking scientist guy?
mhm.
The
yeah.
genocide
he's dumb.
scientist guy?
Well,
Come on, man.
you know,
Come
I
on,
had to
man.
read
What do you
it
mean,
again,
come
I
on,
guess.
man.
Come on, man.
He's
I
literally
don't remember that.
he's literally a genocidal fucking maniac. He
Yeah, but
fucking
Brian,
experimented
he's-
on all the Quincy's.
Okay, but that's cool though. His face is cool, and the way he plans things are cool.
Wow. I need
Like
to recheck that shit. I don't remember the genocide.
Literally the first time to introduce him, he's fighting fucking
Wow.
Uryu, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I enslaved and fucking experimented on all your people.
He was
and I
just
chopped them
talking
down
shit.
into
Come on,
cubed
man.
Meat.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
chopped
this. I
them
didn't
down
love
into
that.
cubed meat. That's
Brian,
how much
come
I
on, Brian. He's
experimented
just
on
talking
them.
shit. You know how you get into a fight with somebody and you're
Oh.
just like, I genocided your people. You know, like you know.
I never fucked with that guy.
You never-
I'll be honest. After that, I couldn't get past the part the
he
fact
had
that he
too
did
much,
that.
He had so much swag though, man.
He was
Come on.
cool, Brian.
Did you at
Shut
least say
up.
that? Did you at least say
No,
had
he was a
swag?
dick. He was just an asshole the entire time. Every time he showed up, he was a fucking asshole.
Yeah, but Brian, the face paint that he would always have on, that was cool.
Yeah, he would change
Bro,
his little hat
his
sometimes.
Bankai
Yeah.
He would
stuff?
change.
When he blew up his own Bankai, that shit was crazy.
That was cool. Come on, Brian.
What about Mayuri's fights?
I think I liked his last
Yo,
fight.
remember the fight against the hand? Yo, that
Yeah,
shit was crazy.
His last fight was pretty cool, I guess. If I had to
And no one's seen that shit coming. Well, I didn't.
I'm
Nigga fought against
glad
the
that they
hand of
rectified
God.
his relationship with his like daughter robot lady. That was pretty cool. Cuz like at first it was just like he like treated her like shit. I'm just like, what's the point of this? Why are you hating on your girl like this? And then they cleared it up and I was just like, okay. Well, I'm still not going to get over the fact that you
Yeah, he abused that lady.
he did.
destroyed and experimented and cut down people for fun.
Nah, Brian, you don't understand. That's cool. He's a cool character. He comes on the
Yeah.
scene
Hey,
confident
listen,
with science.
I guess I was an edgy kid too.
This is the most edge opinion Josh has ever had. Is like, I love
Yeah.
Mayuri.
Yeah. Dude, that was my guy, yo.
I would love
I gotta
how he
own
came
that
onto the
boy.
scene with no eyebrows.
I'm not jacking the genocide though. I'll tell you that.
You know, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Everybody, we're all perfect here, Brian. I get it. We
Yeah, I just
Chad was very
accidentally.
disappointing.
Oh yeah, he was kind of disappointing. Even
I
even
need
when
to
he
hear
got
your thoughts on
Cobra and
that.
shit.
Yeah, how'd that go?
So all right, so here's the thing about Chad is that he was like in the beginning, he's like, oh yeah, I fight with Ichigo. I fight with Ichigo and shit. Yeah. And then after the Soul Society arc, Ichigo just became so fucking OP that Chad is like, oh fuck, bro, I really gotta like get my shit together. Let's go. I'ma lock in. And he just never locked it. Like in Hueco
Never.
Mundo, he fucked somebody up, and then immediately, like the next page,
Oh yeah.
got
Oh,
fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
that
like,
was.
what was the point of giving
You
him that win?
I'll never
if you're
forget
just gonna
that moment.
immediately
Yeah.
shit on him.
I will never, I will never
What a
ever
moment.
forget that for the rest of my life.
Where we're
Brian.
like, let's
I'm telling you
go.
this.
Chad's
I was
doing
like,
stuff.
How
let's
many
go,
times we've
Chad.
referenced this shit on the show?
Yeah.
Now you understand. Like,
And the problem
when we
is,
say, "Oh, that's a Chad ass like character," yeah, we ain't talking about the meme, the newer meme. We're talking about your boy Chad from Bleach.
the thing is,
The
nobody else
disappointment.
gets that treatment. It's so
Renji
sad.
does.
Oh, what about Renji?
Renji, I feel like, for some reason, Kubo just wants you to forget that he got his ass beat.
No, he keeps whooping his ass for no
He
reason.
keeps whooping his ass, but he keeps pretending like Renji didn't get his ass beat. Like, I don't. Like, so many times.
He does that to
Like,
all of his
Chad-
characters.
Like, when Chad gets his ass beat, he'll be like, damn, that sucked, man. I really got my ass beat. Renji will be like, what? What do you mean I got my ass beat? No, I didn't. Right, Ichigo? I'm your rival. I'm like right next to you. I'm neck and neck with you. And then Ichigo is like, yeah, try to keep up, Renji. Like, Renji, you're not keeping up with
Right.
nobody, bro. You're not fooling me. Kubo, you're not fooling me. Stop trying to trick me into thinking that Renji is OP.
Brian, Renji is Byakuya's Chad. I feel like he saw Chad and then he looked at Ichigo and was like, oh shit, you have a Renji too?
Yeah, that's why they relate on that level.
They cannot
Yeah,
trick me.
man. You know, Byakuya was actually one of my favorite characters. I hated him initially. Then once
Yeah.
he like, stopped being an antagonist, he had some really awesome scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did have some pretty cool moments.
You know who had a really cool scene? Ikaku in that one fight where he revealed his Bankai for the
Oh,
first
with
time. That shit was
the
so
big,
cool.
the big sword shit.
That big, I don't know
Uh,
what the hell that's called, but he pulled that out.
Yeah,
and that
it
was
like
so
a
sick.
three-piece thing.
Yeah.
I remember reading
Yeah,
that for the first
oh,
time. I was like,
so
that's so
dope.
fucking sick.
But the thing about Ikaku, I really, really liked him. He really fell off after that moment.
Yeah, he
though.
just never showed up again.
Yeah, no, that was
He-
his last moment. That was truly
Yeah,
his last moment.
just because he didn't want to use his Bankai in front of everybody, he decided to just let his ass get beat and put the entire universe at stake. Just
I don't
because
wanna
he didn't
embarrass
want to
my
fucking
flame.
become a fucking captain.
That is absolutely what happened.
And then he got scolded, and then that's it. That was basically it for Ikaku.
Damn, this is making me want to reread Bleach. I feel like I would appreciate
Even the
it
peacock
to some
person
degree. We're
with
making
that
fun of it
weird
a lot.
ass sword, like got more shine to him at the end, but that was pretty cool. I'm not gonna hate on him for that.
Yeah, Bleach has
Not
just
gonna
so
take
many
away
cool
from that.
moments. I like that I want to revisit. Shinji's
Yeah,
Bankai reveal was so cool.
Shinji.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. Oh,
the visor reds were so cool when they first showed up.
Yeah, the visor reds were cool, man. They really, really were.
Did they just
And-
never
and it
holify
made
again
sense.
after Hueco Mundo? Oh yeah, they did. I think.
I mean, you
Maybe?
tell me, Brian. I don't remember at all.
I don't remember them holifying again after that.
Mm.
Who's them?
The visor reds.
The Visoreds. Like once they became
What do you mean
captains, in the
Hellfire, like
Soul
putting the
Society,
mask on?
yeah, they just never put on the mask again. I
Wasn't
think.
it that
I
they
don't
got
know.
I
it
don't
re-
think they
like
had
the
the
hollows
opportunity
got
to.
taken away from them or something? Like the hollows within them got destroyed or whatever.
Maybe, but I know that the rest of the Visoreds were still just chilling on in Karakura Town or something.
Oh, yeah, not all of them went back to Soul Society, right?
Yeah, some of them stayed behind. Like Love stayed behind.
Bro, Shinji's Bankai was the one thing that Aizen did not prepare for. Well, I mean, he
Shinji's
didn't. He
Bankai.
was surprised. Yeah, because that's
Did
when
he?
he
He
revealed
didn't
it.
use it on Aizen. He used his regular ass fucking Bakuto.
Oh, his Zanpakuto was
Yeah, it was his
that. Wait,
Zanpakuto
that
that
was
he
just
used.
his Zanpakuto. Then what was his Bankai? I forgot.
His
Yeah, I
Bankai is the
gotta
one
know.
where it makes everybody hit each other.
What?
Shinji's?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah, the bolt cut guy, right?
Yeah, I thought his
Yeah.
thing was that like
the
it,
weird
No,
shit.
his
it
makes it
fucked
so
your
that you don't.
direction, your sense of direction.
No,
so,
that's
like,
his Zanpakuto. That's just
Oh.
his
Yeah.
Zanpakuto.
That wasn't his
His
Bankai?
his Bankai makes everybody like not be able to understand who's friend or foe, and they just all beat the shit out of each other.
mm.
That is
So,
creative.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think his Zanpakuto is stronger than his Bankai, in my opinion.
All right, guys, I have an idea. All right, so why don't we all go around and we'll each give a positive like moment and a negative moment. You know, and we'll try to reminisce on them.
In
And if we
Bleach?
want to keep going around and around, we can. Yeah. So I could start it off.
Yeah.
All right, so positive moment. I remember when the Fox guy was fighting in the fake Karakura town,
Mhm.
and he like upgraded his Bankai, like it rose from like the dead, and it was like skeleton or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it was cool.
That shit was so crazy. I had that picture on my Instagram for a long time, actually.
I think it's because they still had his Bankai, right? So he kind of just like made a new one.
Yeah, I think
Is
he
that what
did something
happened?
like that. I think he did like modify his Bankai.
Yeah, or he like yeah, like he made it stronger. That was one thing they all could work on their like both the Zanpakutos and the Bankais, they could like advance like both like in different ways. And I wish it's things like that that made me wish that Bleach had a little bit more depth to it. But I mean, like the depth was expressed because it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, that was a cool moment. I don't know if you have anything more to say about that in particular.
No.
But I'll say a bad moment. I will just say in general, like there was a time when Wonder Weast was about to fight against like some of the Visorids, and we
fucking
didn't really
Wonder
get to
Weast.
see. Yeah, we didn't. I could just say Wonder Weast and leave it at that.
Yeah, you could honestly.
But I know there's more Wonder Weast moments worth dissecting, so I'm not gonna be general like that. I will say there was a moment in the manga that he had like just knocked out one of the like actual captains, or he was like beating him up, and then like the visors came. There was one dude with like the knuckle blades. We never
I
got
like-
to really see him fight and
What's his name,
express his like.
Kensei?
Oh yeah,
Zanpakuto.
Kensei. Yeah.
Bro, I have no
That's
idea.
that's one of my favorite visor heads. I loved him.
Him and another person, and well, I don't know why he's one. Well, I'm not gonna hate. I'm just gonna say like I don't remember them like really showing out, but Wonder Weast dealt with them like off screen essentially. Like you don't even see them again. Like they're like in their cool fighting stance, and I'm thinking, all right, well, we're gonna see more of that fight later. It doesn't happen. They just got maimed, and Wonder Weast pulls up to he screams and awakens everybody, and then he goes and let me not take away all the moments. So all right, who wants to go next? Positive and negative.
Let's see. Positive moments.
Whichever
I
comes
guess
first.
Yeah, you know what, Chris? Do you got something? gotta think
Man,
about it a little bit.
I already listed some of the moments that I really liked when we were initially talking about it. But let me think.
It was the negative one.
I thought
Maybe that'll lead to remembering positive stuff.
I remember Ulquiorra and Ichigo being a really cool fight.
Yeah.
I thought
That one had a
was
really
sick.
interesting end.
Uh,
Whereas like
Kenpachi versus Ichigo was a big deal to me. I really enjoyed that.
I don't know why I don't remember that shit.
Kenpachi versus
I know they
someone
did
else.
fight in the Soul Society.
I think Kenpachi versus his fight in Hueco Mundo. He had a battle that was really cool. that Kenpachi was.
That was one of the
Kenpachi was
coolest
fighting the
moments
Scythe
in manga
motherfucker.
history. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Kenpachi was like so
the
cool.
guy who was an incel. He's like, I
Um,
can't lose to a girl.
As for negative, oh man, I don't know. I feel like
Now, can we talk more about that Kenpachi moment? Because listen, when I tell you this was like peak for me, this was like peak Bleach around this time, like literally, like right in the center of it. And like, yo, it was fighting this nigga. He was number 5, I think, right? He was fighting him for mad long.
Yeah.
I forgot who. I think Ichigo was originally fighting against him, and then then he had help from like Nell. She transformed, and that was fucking epic. You find out she was
oh, he
actually
was
number
fighting
3 in
the
the
fifth
past.
one. He was fighting Notoria or someone, right? The guy who
Yeah, the
beat
sword guy.
Chad.
The scythe guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, yeah, then like Nell starts fighting the Scythe guy, and then Nell's like losing, and then Kenpachi pulls up, and that's like, then they start fighting, and Kenpachi's kind of like losing, and then he's just like, all right, I'm just gonna use 2 hands on my sword, the way like this old guy told me I should, and he ended the fight just like that.
The fucking
'Cause he was
two-handed
just-
sword.
It was just because the strike from his sword was too strong. It didn't even like connect to him. The shockwave destroyed him.
Yeah.
That was one of the most cool fucking moments I've ever read in comics. Period.
Yeah, I remember that. He was like,
Both
"Oh,
manga or
I got to use
American.
2 hands now."
Yeah, Kenpachi had a lot of cool moments. What was I'm like his fight with Grammy was interesting.
I
to say
hated
the
it. I'm
least.
sorry. I'm just gonna say that.
It was interesting.
I fucking hated it, bro. I despised it so much.
Which fight was
I
it?
just feel like all of these fucking Quincy's had the most ridiculously overpowered like powers for no reason. They're just like, I can.
Well, there was a good reason.
I can think you
The end of the
to be
series.
dead. You are now dead, bitch. Turns out, actually, I'm too strong to be dead. You suck.
The wrestler guy was both cool and annoying at the same fucking time.
Wrestler guy.
He's the one with stars for nipples. I remember that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he kept, he like, I ain't
And
gonna
he
lie,
had
he
it-
had a
he-
cool move.
He had like a buddy that would cheer for him, and he would get stronger. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But
Keep
I
going.
remember like there was this guy that was like smoking him. He like activated his Bankai and it was based like on sound. And he crushes his ears, and the Bankai is just completely ineffective, and he just like violates him after. It's like,
oh yeah, he like
man.
drilled a hole in his head so he couldn't hear. But yeah,
That shit was
Bleach.
so like I was tight. I was tight about that.
Bleach is Bleach, man. What can I say?
I don't think we all went around to gay positive, but we've said enough.
Yeah.
Said a lot about Bleach today.
Yeah, we talked pretty much exclusively
A
about
series we
Bleach.
love to hate.
Let's answer some questions.
Copy.
We got 2 questions left, and then we're actually caught up, I think. So, oh no, we have 2. We have another email, but okay. But we can do these 2 questions because they're kind of quick, actually.
Okay.
He asks, Mike B, of course, has emailed us and asks, which villain had the best origin story and why?
Which villain has the
Which
origin
villain?
story?
Mm-hmm.
From the manga?
Just in any manga.
Hmm. Let's see. Best villain origin story. Hmm. This is a tough question.
This is a tough question.
Yeah, sorry.
You know what?
We have to.
We'll hold off on the questions this week just because we want to think about
That's
this
a good
one.
one, man.
I'll send. I
Yeah.
keep saying this. I keep forgetting to send the guys the questions before we do this. So we're gonna let's put a pin on the questions And there's one very easy one, I think. So we'll come back to that one. But
Okay.
what series has been on extended hiatus are you most excited to see return and why?
Hunter.
Yeah.
Hunter.
Aside from Hunter x Hunter,
Hunter
because that's
seems like-
everyone's answer.
yeah, I feel like Hunter x Hunter is the one. The only other one that's kind of been on an extended hiatus is Jujutsu Kaisen. But it's
Isn't
coming
there
back.
something
Not
else?
even really.
But it's coming back this week, so we're gonna get our wish.
What
He-
else?
Hunter x Hunter is the only one I'm aware of that's on hiatus.
Downward spiral.
So
see.
by default, Hunter x Hunter, I suppose.
And what was I waiting? All right, out of all the hiatuses ever, the one that hurt the most was World Trigger.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily
It
on
came at
extended
the worst
hiatus,
time
you know?
too.
But it does.
I guess Dragon Ball Super.
No, that shit was on hiatus, bro. We wasn't even sure if he was really gonna come back. I was having doubts.
Oh yeah, at the time, I think he was talking more about present tense, like which ones were currently on
Oh.
hiatus.
I'll say
I don't know,
I'll
I
say Dragon
mean-
Ball Super, if not Hunter x Hunter.
It's the only other one that's on
Dragon
indefinite
Ball
hiatus.
Super.
Because it kind of did end like the most recent chapter did end pretty interestingly. I gotta admit.
Are they still in the superhero arc?
No, they finished it and it ended
Thank
with
God.
it ended with all of the Saiyans training together. Like Broly, Goku,
Oh, I've been seeing
Gohan.
clips of that shit on the internet.
Yeah, it was actually pretty sick. Goten was there, like all of them.
Nice. Oh wow.
So it was like a big finally they all came together to train moment. So and all of them were using
is
their
actually
new
really cool.
moves, their new power-ups and shit. It was pretty sick chapter. Very bittersweet considering the news about Akira Toriyama at the time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened right before, huh?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, this was probably probably one of the best chapters of Super. Period. So
tell you what, we
if
had
it
a-
does
I'm glad he
return,
made it out.
Yeah.
yeah. If it does
Like,
return,
of the hero arc.
oh sorry. Yeah, the
Yeah, I
hero
see.
arc ended like a chapter before, or chapter
Wow.
before too.
Yeah, because had it not continued, I mean, had it been at this point of hiatus during like this, kind of rerun essentially of like the hero arc, that would have been really unfortunate. Like, I don't think I would have been as interested in how it might be continued, how it may, if it will. What do you guys think? You think there's going to be people that continue it?
I think
How does that work?
Toyotaro could take over for sure.
Who's that?
The guy who's been
He's-
drawing it this entire time.
Yeah, Toyotaro has been the one who's been like semi-writing it for the most part. Akira Toriyama was like helping and like giving what's going on and stuff like that. But I feel like they made a good duo, and he could easily take the reins and carry on the legacy. I kind of trust Toyotaro with that. But
Good.
we'll see what ends up happening. I could see it not coming back though, which would be sad.
We never
yeah,
got
I
to
don't-
see him beat up Frieza Black.
Oh yeah,
I was about
forgot
to
those.
jump him too, yo.
I forgot about
All of
that
them was
power-up.
training together. They was about to set it on Frieza.
Yeah, I don't know why
one
he
last
even showed his
time.
face.
Frieza is apparently the strongest character in the series right now.
Okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
No, like it's like confirmed. Gohan is
Well, yeah, we know that.
makes a run for his money, I guess. I think Gohan is currently the strongest of the Saiyans.
The way Frieza just easy moded Moro and Goku and Vegeta. I mean, granted they were weak, but he just maybe dumb. It was actually really crazy.
He's just like, sit down, pussy boys.
Granola. That was a fun arc.
That was
Yeah, that was a fun arc looking back at it, even though it was like kind of ridiculous at the time. That was actually a pretty good.
Well, I said Morrow. I meant the other dude,
Morrow.
flaming guy, Grill, or whatever his name was.
Oh, damn.
They
what
all
was his
had
name?
heater names.
Yeah.
Heaters.
Electrical
Shit.
appliance names.
Instead of
Remote.
chillers.
What's his name?
Fucking lighter.
Flamio. Flamio Hotman.
Oh no.
Let me
This
look
guy's
it up.
definitely from the Fire Nation.
Heaters. No, not looking for Walmart heaters. I'm looking for heaters in Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z heaters.
Oh, they're spelled with
A
two
heater with some
E's.
Dragon Balls on it.
What's his name? Okay, so there's oil, there's gas.
Gas.
It was gas.
Oh yeah, gas.
Gas was gas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty funny.
I can't find the leader's name.
Lord Heater or something like that. I think that was it. Like, no, for real. Like,
Okay, so there's gas. Alec? Is it Alec?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Alec
is
was
Alec.
like the
maybe it
leader.
was.
Alec was the leader, yeah. Fucking oil. And then there's
Fucking oil.
Maki. Then there's Maki, who does not go by the naming convention.
Maki.
Yeah, it was the sister.
Hmm.
Unless Maki means something in Japanese.
Yeah, I don't know. But in any case,
Ma-
we've been going for a while now, so we should probably get into the main show. Thank you guys so much for listening to the pre-show chat show. We'll see you guys in New Gym City.
Who's this?